Hey everybody, welcome to day 145 on the CDT. I, based on the stuff behind me, I made it into East Glacier Park, Montana. I'm safe and sound. Got through bear country. Um, that was a long haul from since leaving Lima, Montana, uh, all the way to East Glacier. So from almost the beginning of Montana through Idaho, Montana, all the way to almost the end, I was hiking solo. Before Butte, I was hiking around people. Once I took the CDT proper to Butte and didn't take the Anaconda cutoff, I stopped seeing people. I spent the last 14 consecutive days hiking. Like I've hiked miles every day. It was 360 miles. If you take out the Nero, the 9 mile Nero for Butte, it's 351 miles in 13 days, which comes out to 27 miles per day for 13 days. Once I left Helena 10 days ago, I saw through hikers the first 2 days, and then I stopped seeing through hikers, if I remember that correctly. Or maybe it was the first 3 days I saw a couple of I saw 6 through hikers in the first 3 days, and then after that I didn't see any through hikers. So it was 7 days without seeing anybody. And I was hiking through real grizzly bear country, as one local put it. And a chunk of that was through the Bob Marshall Wilderness. So now that I've been in town for a few hours and I got some town food and like unpacked my gear so it can just start drying, picked up my resupply, kind of decompressed a little bit. Like thinking back over the last few days, I can definitely see how like the stress of hiking alone through bear country was wearing on me a bit. Today I hiked 19 miles. The first mile ish was through a section of blowdowns, and they were pretty bad. Instead of just one tree across the trail, it was like 5 trees crisscrossing. So I had to do a lot of climbing. So that first mile took me probably, I don't know, 35 to 45 minutes to get through. After that, I hiked down to Highway 2, which took 3 more miles. And then I spent, 12 miles in Glacier National Park. So we cut through Glacier National Park to get over to East Glacier, and the last couple of miles is in the Blackfoot Indian Reservation, and then getting into East Glacier, I believe. So I think it was 4 miles to Highway 2, 12 miles through Glacier National Park, and then I think it was like 2 to 3 miles to get into East Glacier. The math may be a little bit off, but close enough. When I got to East Glacier, I was hoping that the trails were maintained. I remember Rocky Mountain when we meaning CDT hikers, were hiking through a little bit of Rocky Mountain National Park before we got to Grand Lake. That trail was overgrown. The trail tread itself was very nice. It was a dirt trail, but the vegetation had been overgrown because most visitors just don't use that trail. It's for CDT hikers. The same thing happened at the beginning, at the end of Yellowstone, where like blowdowns were taken care of and the trail tread was dirt. It was nice, but vegetation had kind of grown up around the trail. And I was hoping that was not going to be the case for Glacier. And the reason why is it rained last night off and on, and it also snowed. So the higher elevations got snow. When I was hiking today, some of the clouds parted, and I got a chance to see some of the summits of the higher peaks, and they have snow on them, and they didn't have snow yesterday. So when I got out of my tent this morning, off and on, it would spit on me, either rain, freezing rain, or snow. So thankfully it didn't actually rain on me during the hike, but that didn't matter. And this is why the overgrowth in Glacier National Park was my concern. When you have overgrowth on the trail that's like up to your belly button, I mean, for the most part, sometimes it can get higher, like the shrubs can get higher, but like belly button down to your feet, when it's overgrown, that vegetation is going to hold on to the water, right, from the rain or snow or whatever. And the sun wasn't out today while I was hiking, and there was a wind. And so from 7:30 when I started hiking until 3:30 when I finished hiking, the vegetation held on to its water. So when you hike through that, you're just getting a cold shower constantly, as the vegetation releases its water on you. So I was wearing my rain pants. I mean, you can see I have my rain jacket on, I have my wind shirt on, I have my hiking shirt on, I have my compression shirt. Like, it was cold. It was a cold day. I had my hat, I had my gloves on, I had my rain pants on over my shorts. So like I was all bundled up. And from the belly button down, like my rain jacket and my rain pants, my shoes, socks, insoles, everything was saturated, and they kept getting saturated as I hiked because, like I said, there was no wind or sun, so the water was staying in the vegetation. So it was a cold, wet day on the trail for those 19 miles. When I got to town, I looked at the weather forecast, and it's supposed to be like 80% chance of rain on Thursday, and then it's supposed to be sunny on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So there's a note in our navigation app that Glacier, the park itself, is planning on starting to pull its bridges the first week of September. Bridges, meaning like, when you're trying to get across various water crossings and all that stuff. So that essentially means I'd have to hike on Thursday in the rain, and then I'd hike Friday, Saturday, Sunday in cooler temperatures, but with sun, according to the forecast, in order to finish by Sunday. So I didn't run into the issue of the park doing its work on the bridges. Glacier National Park is supposed to be one of the highlights for me on this trip because I'd never been to the park. And right now, it feels like I'm just rushing through these last 99 miles just to finish a hike. Like, my original plan was to catch up days on the trail from my original schedule, so I could spend like 5 or 6 days kind of like finishing the trail and then kind of meandering around the park a bit to see different parts of the park. And we're late in the season now, where like East Glacier, there's like a restaurant and some businesses that have already closed for the season. And we in the navigation app, there are messages from other hikers that Two Medicine and Mini Glacier have already started shutting down services. So right now, I'm at a point where I can go out. Like, I need a rest day. I haven't had a rest day in 15 days. Like, I've spent the last 14 days hiking. My last rest day was in Butte, and I need to take a rest, especially after averaging 27 miles for 13 days of hiking. so I can hike out on Thursday and blow through 99 miles Thursday through Sunday and finish. Or I can call it good. I mean, I've hiked 2,750 something miles to this point. I have continuous footsteps. It's a traditional through hike all the way through. I can call it good, and then I can come back next August when it's warm, and I can spend a week hiking through the park, like going up to the terminus, like hiking the 99 miles to the terminus, and then hiking a couple other days in the park, doing the road to the sun and enjoying the park and experiencing, the park itself, which I don't think I'm not going to be able to do this year because that stuff's already closing. So I think I'm going to sleep on it. I'm going to take haven't showered yet. I got eats. I got the resupply. I talked to my friend Charlie and, about my decision and whatnot. And he actually has spent time, I think he lived up here for a bit in Glacier or above Montana. So I wanted to talk with him about the park and the aspects of the park that I'd be missing. And he's also hiked the Appalachian Trail, so that was good to get his perspective. But I think I'm going to sleep on it, and then kind of think of it tomorrow and decide what to do. So I think that's where I am right now. Let's see. Anything else of note today? Talked about the blowdowns and the rest of the hiking. We talked about rain and snow. I think that's it. So I'm going to keep this one short. I'm actually going to go grab some dinner and then take my shower. So thanks for watching the videos. I will talk to you folks soon about my decision, and I hope everyone has a wonderful evening. Bye.